The origins of the seminar are that I've been a health and safety professional in construction in BC for about 22 years. And about 15 years into that process, I started to realize sort of a limited effectiveness on the safety management programs we were bringing to bear. And as a part of that inquiry, I met a number of people and spoke to a number of people. And in the mid-2000s, there was an emerging awareness of a new sort of leadership model. And going back further than that, there was some writing that helped us distinguish between the function of management and leadership. So in the last 7 years, that subject matter has continued to grow. And that's what led to the creation of the workshop, trying to meet a need that was not otherwise served in industry. Companies are very good at hiring based on and promoting based on technical skills and the ability to do the craft or the trade. Companies are very good at communicating their management system requirements, so the meetings, the documentation, things like that. But the other part, the leadership part or the interaction part, was really left to the individual. And some people were promoted into the position without really being given an adequate toolkit by which to develop their leadership skills. So my practice in safety now has really shifted more towards helping create those more foundational skills, managerial and leadership skills, such that a safety management system can be implemented and we can then get better safety results as an outcome, as well as productive results. Going back to about 99, I believe, out of Harvard, John Kotter helped the business world by helping us really distinguish the function of management and the function of leadership. We often get the two terms confused and overlap, and it's often because we're describing individuals or layers of an organization. And what Kotter said 2 decades ago, was that the function of management is to deal with complexity and give us anticipated outcomes, keep us on track. But the function of leadership is to align, motivate, and really manage change that we come across. And so based on that definition, and we see that both are required, they're separate but equal, so by increasing leadership skills, we can round that out and get better outcomes. In the early 2000s, companies that sought to develop leadership were really coloring on a blank slate. There was pieces out there, but bringing it together into a cohesive form was difficult for some. And in the years since, in about the last decade, the emergence of a particular leadership model called transformational leadership has really taken the business world by storm. It is a model that is easy for construction people to get their heads around, very practical, proven effective, and it also correlates very nicely with some other emerging issues: psychological safety in the workplace, empathy and empowerment, all those things we need to attract and maintain a good workforce. That really does seem to be embedded in this leadership model. So we have the pieces before us now. We can look at construction operations and distinguish that which is the craft, that which is management, and that which is leadership. And we have a user-friendly model to approach leadership development and really help folks lead operations in the field to greater success. Change is so constant in construction. We're a short cycle business enterprise, and the changes that we face from the people we have on site, weather conditions, site conditions, change is rampant. And we've always understood that the role of field leadership is to deal with those changes and keep us on schedule, on budget, and keep us performing with quality and safety. But we could traditionally looked at the management system to provide those things. Now we can clearly see that the ability to adapt to change and to lead our teams through change without losing sight of a particular value, but really integrating our values is what's really helping us deliver successful projects. Piecing together some of this information into a one-day workshop, it's very much a crash course. We can only get field supervisors out of the field for a day. And in that day, we really need to provide them with the best package of information we can. Leadership is kind of an individual trait, and everybody comes to the seminar with a different background, and they leave, though, with a consistent set of terms helping to have focused their understanding. We created it about 2 years ago. It's been delivered for about a year and a half now, just over 50 times to between 600 and 700 construction supervisors in British Columbia, and very well received. In fact, we're working on the sort of the follow-up piece. Many of those who have attended want to take this discussion further and develop their own leadership and get more in depth with these topics. So a version 2.0 is in the works. There's companies that have been doing what the status quo is in managing their operations for quite some time, and are starting to realize a kind of a glass ceiling effect on their effectiveness. They feel there's still risk at hand, and they still sometimes have claims or WCB orders. And so despite fully implementing a system, there's something else. What we know now, looking back on safety programs or safety management systems, is that they have to be, we call them the 3 I's of safety management. These programs, first of all, have to be fully implemented. They can't be partially implemented. Second, they have to be integrated. They shouldn't stand alone as a separate managerial silo within an organization. Wherever possible, your safety management should be integrated with your business management. And lastly, they need to be inspired. That merely going through the motions of your safety management system is really not enough to inspire and engage the workforce. So we can look back now at what it takes to really integrate, inspire, and implement safety management systems. And that too is achieved through a good understanding of those building blocks and good leadership development.